everyone, Mambo VP. My name is Mimo Karanja. I am a digital content creator and I'm a millennial on the move. I create hilarious, nostalgic and relatable content across my social media platforms. Most of you might know me from my TikTok, Mafinyo. I make most people know me for my throwback videos.
Okay, another dance move. This one.
Apart from that, I'm also a content director and strategist. I do help brands and individuals create their online presence, and also I have a media and communications background. A creative director basically is helping, you'll find that I've worked with people who have content, but they don't know where to start from. They don't know how to deliver the message. They don't know where to start. So I basically come and look at their profiles and then their brand, and I help them, give them direction on what to do, how to deliver their content. And yeah, that's what a content director does.
All you gotta do, girls.
My line of work entails a lot of creating, researching. I think most people, when they see what we do from the other end, they think we just wake up and just post content. You know, most times it entails a lot of researching what you do. For example, I do throwback content. So you'll find that most songs, and I think I've said this a lot, is most songs on YouTube were uploaded from 2009, and I'm doing songs that some were released in 2000, 2003. So I have to do my research to know really when did this song come out, when did this movie come out. So there's a lot of research as creators we do in our work, a lot of shooting, a lot of even working with like videographers, collaborating with other creators, and also editing. I find myself sometimes editing my own work, and also a lot of negotiating with brands and proposals. Yeah. So basically, I'd say my days are, I have like 2 days where one can be an admin day. I like calling them that, where I wake up, go to the office. Because of my experience of doing 8 to 5 once upon a time, I do wake up and I like being in the office by 9. And then I start now going through my emails, making the phone calls, negotiating with brands, and also planning the next shoot, doing the research and all that comes with the admin side of being a creative. And also there are days now, it's shoot day, where you wake up very early in the morning, get ready, you know, camera ready, and then you go on set. Sometimes on set you'll have to be there very early, be on set on time. We start shooting. Mostly I'd say when you get on set, we start discussing the what the shoot entails, the shots we want, and then we start shooting. Depending on how many videos you want to create in one day, or rather how intensive the video is, that determines how long the day is going to be. Sometimes a shoot can end at 10 at night from morning. Sometimes by 7 you're done. So it's very dependent on basically how many videos you're going to do, or rather the intensity of the video you're doing.
Nataka kitu kali. Kitu nikidunga hivi, niteremke hivi, nduru. Nikirudi hivi, kelele, mayoi. We get
3, 2, 1.
What I love most about what I do is the fact that I wake up every day to do what I love. And in as much it is work, it does not feel like work. I enjoy creating, I enjoy making others laugh. So it comes very effortlessly and I get paid to do it. So growing up, I was always the funny kid, very talkative, very expressive. I grew up in an environment that allowed me to be, you know, very expressive. And even from a tender age, now that I look back, I was always passionate about, you know, like performing arts. We just didn't have a name for it, but I was very, you know, very good in arts generally. I could draw, I enjoyed singing, dancing, in church and in school. I remember like my best days in school were those parades where we will sing, or there's a class performing. I used to hate those parades where the principal, the deputy, the teacher on duty are talking from A to Z. I used to enjoy those parades. There's singing, there's a class performing. So I'd say I grew up loving arts a lot. I hear my, you know, my parents, I'd say my brother, they talk a lot about how I used to sing, talk. I was a talkative kid. I was always the class clown, the noise maker, and mwalimu wa math tukafika hapa. Yes, I am definitely a language person more than a mathematics person. I found myself, even like in school, I used to thrive a lot in literature and English, fasihi, because I think they allow you to be creative. You know, I was very good in, actually, why did he use a red pen? And I would be like, oh, to describe his anger, because they allow you to use your imagination out of this world. So I was very good in languages rather than sciences. Mathematics was not that bad. Nikiamua, I could do well, but I found myself effortlessly performing in things like languages and things that allowed me to be expressive.
If the money you have cannot solve the problems you have, eat that money.
I started off my primary school in Nairobi Primary School. That's where I schooled for 9 years, from pre-unit to all the way to class 8. During my time here, as I said, I used to enjoy, you know, the parades where we would perform in the parades where there are performances, singing, and also eventually I remember joining, when I joined boarding school in the same school, I joined the drama club. I used to perform during the, you know, the church sessions, drama festivals. I participated in all that. Even sports, I was a very active kid. Anything co-curricular, I think I really thrived in that. Also, I continued with that all the way to my high school. I went to Kamboi Girls High School, where I still joined the drama club, performing both in church, you know, those dining hall church. I used to perform in drama festival, music festival, so even sports again. So I was a very active kid when it came to performing arts.
All-time independent.
I remember there's this performance we did. We were in class 7 and we did a Luo song, a Luo folk dance, and we made it all the way to the nationals. I could never forget that experience, you know, going to Nakuru, performing. And I remember, I think we were competing, like competitive was between us and Utawala. It was such a good experience, you know, coming from the zonals, sijui divisions those days, all the way to the nationals, and also being called now to perform during prize giving days, during in Nairobi division. I remember we went to Nairobi school with the same folk dance. So that I use when till today, I find myself sometimes just breaking to the songs that we used to sing in that folk dance. So that's something I'll never forget from my experience in music festival.
We are in a battle. We are seeking for governorship. It is not a child's play. We must be seen. We must. Whether we ndekni or we kitni, we must be seen.
I didn't imagine myself doing content creation per se, because it was an industry that didn't exist years ago. But did I know I wanted to be in front of a camera? Yes, and yes, and yes. I think the more I continued performing in church, performing in school, I knew that I wanted to end up in the performing arts section in one way or another. I knew I wanted, it started off with me being wanting to be a news anchor, because that's what we knew being on TV entails. We didn't think of entertainment presenter, being an actor at that time. But now the more I grew, I was like, oh, by the way, I'm good in acting. I can be an actor, when more local shows started coming up. So I'd say I knew I wanted to be in front of the camera. I knew I wanted to be in the media industry, but I didn't think of content creation because it's something that didn't really exist back then. But I'd say I didn't fall off. It's not far off. It's still the same thing in one way or another. I went to Daystar University, which was my dream university, because I knew I wanted to take media studies, and at that time the buzz was like, oh, if you want to be, you know, the next who is who in the media industry, Daystar is the place to be. So I worked really hard in my high school so that I could go to Daystar. And again, first thing when I joined Daystar, I was like, drama club iko wapi? I want to join this, you know, drama club. And I remember I joined a club that was called DTTC, Daystar Theatre something. It was a musical club. We will dance, act, and sing at the same time. So this instilled discipline in me, because we had to work out so that you can keep fit to perform on stage without getting tired for like 2 hours. And I remember my first performance, we did a throwback concert. How like such a coincidence. I remember we did a throwback concert. It was a blast. And I continued doing drama all the way, and I think in my third year I joined the campus radio. It's called Shine FM, because now I felt like I wanted now to know media in a certain way. And so in my third year I joined Shine FM, and that's where I started practicing my media career. I remember when COVID hit and I lost my job. I used to have a corporate job in a media house, and I started creating now content consistently. One thing I'm very fortunate to have is a supportive family. One thing I usually tell them is like they supported me blindly because they didn't really understand what it is I was doing. You know, I kept telling them, oh, I just need to get to 1,000 subscribers, 400 CG watched hours. I need to, you know, grow my numbers on social media so that brands can start looking my way. And they supported me blindly, which is something that I really, really appreciate. And I'd say I remember when I was starting out, now you're getting invited to these events, hauna fare, they'll give me fare, they'll pick me up. Sometimes I don't have even money to get, you know, makeup done, my clothes done. They really supported me blindly because they didn't really understand. And one thing I appreciate is that I grew up in a household that allowed you to be you, as long as it's not a bad thing, illegal thing. You're allowed to do you as long as it's allowed, you know, a legal thing. And I am really proud of that. One of my biggest highlights is being able to monetize my craft, or rather my talent. It's paying, but I'll give you more details after this commercial break, so don't touch that dial.
If she had all resources, she'd write a book.
The most amazing show in the land, our Africa TV show.
But everything's not going well. Stubborn
Dr. CEO Mac Foundation, Rasha Kellege.
The dreams she had in plan were blown away by negativity. She says she wants to be in
We want to support girls' education.
She wants to be.
And what is written here? Yes to girls' education.
Her dream is to put on shoes and
Educate me and I will change the world.
She wants to be nobody like them.
Saseni, vyakula na nguo hazifiki tu sokoni pap. Kuna industry moja kali sana inaitwa agriculture yenye inaweza kusort story ya kukula, ushibe, upige luku moja kali kama mimi na pia uko na kakitu mfukoni. Vijana wa Kenya wamechangamkia hii story sana ya agriculture. Wanalima mimea, matunda, wanafuga mifugo na pia katika sekta ya agritechnology na value addition hawajaachwa nyuma. Unaweza kuja tufunzwe, ulime, tuvune kwenye show ya Youth in Agriculture katika station yako nambari 1 ya KTN.
toilet clean. I use normal detergent and bleach for washing. The detergent and bleach clean less can leave behind yellowness, rust, and germs.
Harpic's 10 times better cleaning compared to regular detergents and bleach, and kills 99.9% illness-causing germs in your toilet, including the COVID-19 virus.
Give this to Kevin. Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin. Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin.
Give this to Kevin.
Welcome back. My name is Mimo Karanja. I'm a digital content creator. And before the commercial break, I was telling you about my highlight, which is being able to monetize my talent. Because for the longest time, especially as I said, in the 844 system, for us creatives, we were being told, like, you can't, this won't take you anywhere. You won't amount to anything. Soma, but the talent suppress it. It's just a hobby. It won't take you anywhere. And I'm so happy that years later, Mwalimu wa math, my craft, my talent finally paid off, and that's something that it's my biggest highlight. Another highlight that I'm proud of is that I've been nominated for awards, and also I think this is my major highlight, is being able to make others laugh. I remember the other day we were talking with my sibling when I was starting off the journey, and he told me that, in a world where so much is happening, people are depressed, people are not happy, you are a therapist in your own way. You're doing the Lord's work by making people laugh. Because I used to get a lot of messages like, oh, I was down and then I came across this video, and then you just brightened up my day. I think my biggest highlight is just bringing sunshine to people's life. A major lesson that I've learned so far in my journey is that consistency pays. You have to be consistent in what you do. Don't give up so soon. I'm sure you've heard about the 10,000 hour theory. You have to put in the work. I remember when I was starting off, it was just, me and my 2 followers, and you have to keep going. You don't give up. So I'd say not giving up on yourself is very key, and consistency, guys. In everything that you do, even the gym, if you're looking to, accomplish a certain body, it's consistency that gets you there. So I think consistency I've learned that consistency is very important in anything that you want to achieve in life. Okay, a mantra that I live or swear by, especially this year, every year I have something that, that's one thing that I keep saying to myself, is a Bible verse that says, God is within her, she will not fail. And that's something I can tell you has taken me, not just through this year, all my life, just knowing that people have no say over your life. Only God has the final say. It really empowers me, just knowing that God has my back. I'll do my part and then God is going to do the rest. Just empowers me and keeps me going.
Yani kuna mtu atanioa na akae maisha yake yote na mimi. Kila siku anaamka tu ananiona, abraede kulala ananiona. Gai, sikuna watu wako na bahati kwa hii dunia. Sikuna watu wana bahati.
One thing that I do to ensure that I'm always ahead in the game, in the content creation game, is a lot of research. I'm always looking at what are other creators doing out there, not just in Kenya, but across the world. What are they? Because in the States, it's very advanced. They are ahead of us. This is an industry that has been there for quite some time than here. So I really try to learn from them. What are they doing now so that I'm ahead of my game? And also a lot of research. Just don't be comfortable because you've gotten to a certain level. Just doing research on how to better my game. Do I need a better lighting? What are people using right now? Which phone is best for shooting? Just trying to take my content to the next level is something that I always ensure that I'm doing to keep myself ahead of the game. I have big dreams for myself. Sometimes they scare me. I'm even scared to speak about them because, they shake me. I'm like, hey, what if? But one dream that I have, that I see myself wanting to implement in the next like 5 years is, as I've said, I'm a content director, I'm a creative, and I also have a background in media and communications. And I feel like merging these two worlds, I can be able to impact other upcoming creators. So I see myself not just being a creative, creating content for myself, but having, workshops and inciting others, because I've realized in my job as a content director, so many people it's not like they don't have content, but they just don't know where to start, they don't know how to package themselves as a brand, also to package their messaging. So I would want to do, stacking some motivational speaker, but I would want to hold workshops and just give insight to upcoming creatives. I think one thing as millennials we get wrong, because I'm also included in that bracket, is wanting microwave results. We want overnight success. We want things that are happening so fast. You want to compare yourself to the other person, and I think that's where we go wrong. As I said, you have to be consistent. You have to be patient. I remember when I was starting out my journey, it was so easy for me to look at others and be like, "Guy, Kwani, what are they doing that I'm not doing? How did they get there?" And you want to be like them. You envy them, from a good place, of course. But I think everyone has their journey. You have to realize that, and your process, and trust in the process, and be patient. So don't expect overnight success. If you want something to pay off, you have to practice it on a daily. You have to do it on a daily. So consistency, be patient with yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. Because one thing I've realized in my journey, that in as much the industry is growing, we're becoming so many, creatives in the industry. We all have something different that we are bringing to the table. We are all unique in our own way. So don't feel like someone, you won't make it because, tumekuwa wengi in the industry. Your spot is there. You just have to keep pushing. What I love to do in my free time is I enjoy reading a lot, especially books that are inspired or based on true stories, history. I'm a lover of history. So I find myself reading a lot and watching a lot of documentaries, movies that are inspired by true events. I think I love things that hit the news, You can find me on TikTok and on Instagram as Mimo Karanja, the queen of TBT Mafinyo.
Sorry, tukutane, please, uko town. Huku wananiangalia up and down. Okay, now please write your number down.